You walk out on the street and see the passers-by. One's at your feet and those that are right in your eyes. One's at your feet and at your eyes. One's at your feet and at your eyes. You see the cars going to the places they've already gone. You see the life going by. You see the life going by. Come in every shape and size. Live too short to realize every day is just a game. You don't have to play the same. Sitting in your leather chair on the highway alone in there, listening to the radio, hoping for a song they know. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Yeah. Walking in the sun, I can feel the sky. It's hard not to smile when you have a secret. All the passers-by can't quite see it in my eyes. Somewhere I learned how not to give myself away. Some kind of treasure I'll bury in my grave. But who knows these days? Someone could take it all away. I might find myself asleep, wake up a run-down thief, and try to steal the things everybody already has. Maybe I am venturing to become the things for which I sing. Vagabond or not, just trying to find God, and it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Yeah. Walking out onto the ice between the heart and mind, trying to step light and quick, we're all running out of time. Remember thy mistake. Remember what was great. It's alright. It's alright.
That's it, everybody. Welcome to the show, and good evening, and thanks for coming, everybody. I appreciate it. Take care, everybody. That doesn't seem right. The show was too short. We didn't even get to play our sponsorship ads. They'll be angry. Hello, and welcome to HVAC Shop Talk, everybody. I hope all of you are doing super well tonight. Super duper well. Thank you, Kangaroo God. Appreciate that. I realize there's a small lag. Therefore, hey, all right. Hope you enjoyed the show. We had a little poll up here. Not a little poll as in, well, we had a little poll where you asked people to answer a question. It says, do you use an impact driver at work? I was curious. I was looking around. I saw an impact driver. I said, all right, let me ask about impact driver. Try to get a poll. Try to get the juices flowing. Try to get the conversation going. So 18 of you voted. 89% of you say, yes, I use an impact driver at work. And the other two said, no, I don't work. And I guess, most people, one guy said he didn't use an impact driver. I think it was Mead Gunner. He used like a screwdriver or nut driver or something like that. So I had like a simulation ready. This is what it is, like this. That's impact driver. While you're turning it, that's impact driver. Still, that competes with some Harbor Freight ones. I have a Hercules 12 volt, and I do believe what I just did was much stronger than what it does. I'm pretty sure. Kangaroo Guy says, strip that screw like a champ. That's right. You got to use impact driver in the right situation. You can't go making it like, hey, I'm going to take all these screws out of this York package unit. All of a sudden, your package unit's being held together just by sheer gravity. The mass of it, the gravity of it holds the panels on. Because in my limited commercial experience, I would come across these package units from York. And for some reason, someone used, I don't even know if it was an impact driver. I think it was a high torque air wrench they tried to take these things off with, because it was just like rattle, rattle, rattle. You like pull on the panel, it just falls off and all the screws come off of it. You're like, that's not how it's supposed to work, is it? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. And let's see. Oh, we're having looks like there's some sass going on. It could be me. That's the sassy one. Let's see. East Coast. Oh, yeah. I do believe Kangaroo God's here. East Coast is here. Mead Gunner. Luke Vagel. I'm here. I commented. HVAC. I like your name because of the C and the K. I know what that's about. We have Jessica Egan. Hey, she's a lady amongst these animals. Nightbot's here. I don't know why. Nightbot needs to go away. East Coast again. Kangaroo God. Who else? C Young HVAC is here. HVAC Guy. Sam Andrew. And we have Kitchen Cowboy. I like that, Kitchen Cowboy. That's a cool name. So HVAC Guy says, wait, did you buy a 12-volt impact from Harbor Freight? I sure did, HVAC Guy. And let me tell you what, it's not worth the $39. But you know what? I shouldn't say that, because sometimes it's nice to have like a really, I won't say weak, gentle, a nice gentle impact driver for certain tasks. It's perfect for that. But for everything else, it is horrible. Horrible. Okay? Hey, HVAC Life, I appreciate that, man. Your stuff will be on the way too come Monday, just like Jimmy Buffett said. HVAC says 39. Okay, I think we might be talking about a different impact driver here. So what we have here is the 12-volt impact driver is like an old version. Here, it's right here. Sorry, podcast guys, you're just going to have to imagine what I'm talking about. How frustrating. So this is the 12-volt impact driver. It looks like this. And it looks like this. Obviously it does, because I'm holding it up. It's the model number HD81B. I bought this, I don't know, like a year ago or something. And I wanted to see what it was all about. But they're brushed drills in the 12-volt range. Drills and impacts, they're really, really weak. Now, their new stuff's supposed to be the greatest. And I have the Bauer brushless impact driver. It's pretty good. It's pretty strong. It's not Milwaukee strong, but it's pretty strong. It's pretty good. Marvin Franklin, what's happening? We have Stefan B. Yeah, hey, let me tell you something about this. Stefan says, looks like my DeWalt 12-volt. This thing right here, I had the DeWalt brushless 12-volt drill, and what do they call them? Extreme? I think they call them Extreme. It's about 50 times more powerful than this thing. So yeah, this thing is weak. It's very, very weak. I've tested a lot of them. I've used a lot of them, and the reigning champion is going to be the M12 fuel set. That stuff is stronger than most people's higher voltage sets. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. C Young says HVAC Life got him fired up. Hey man, I almost dropped by HVAC Life's business. Okay. Oh, hey man, look at that. Oh, look, it's Adrian. What's up, Adrian? Adrian came by the house today. That's a true story. Okay. One of the internet people actually, if this was a Venn diagram and had internet in real life, it crossed over. And oh, look, it's Adrian there. Came by the house because I was selling some of my extra tanks. He came and bought them. He's a student. He's going to be one of our fine HVAC people one day. So I got him. He's got more gas than some companies. That's why I told him. I said, you got enough gas tanks to run your own company. And you could do some light welding, probably. That's really, really cool. I was hoping he'd watch tonight. Welcome to the show. I appreciate that. Again, everybody who's listening as a podcast later, this is recorded live on YouTube. You can always catch it live on YouTube where you can join the chat. Pretty cool. So, Adrian, yeah, it's good to see you here. That was pretty awesome. He came over from Jacksonville, and we go to Jacksonville all the time. We actually knew the same places. I was talking about my wife and I. We have a booth where we sell some furniture and stuff like that in Jacksonville. He knew right where that was. So it's a small world after all. And he's a godly man, and I appreciate that too. So I said, we're going to hit it off famously. Going back up to the top, Kitchen Cowboy, I don't know which Milwaukee the 240220 is, but if that's the Milwaukee M12 fuel, then it's awesome. Because that thing, it's the reigning champ of 12 volt. You can't mess with Milwaukee for 12 volt tools. Because the 12 volt fuel tools, like I said, they're stronger than most people's 18, 20 volt lines. So pretty good. You can't mess with them. DeWalt was pretty good too, but everybody else keeps getting lower and lower. Cheaper though, but lower. Oddly enough, and you guys are like, this isn't legit. The Walmart brushless stuff is pretty good. It really is. But it recently went on like a markdown. It just came out. It's already on markdown. And I think it's because they cost too much for Walmart. They have like an impact driver that's brushless that was costing like $59 for the kit. You get a battery, you get the worst charger ever made, and you get the impact driver, $59. Like, well, hold on a second. Certain deals, the fuel is not too far away from that. It's not close, but it's semi-close almost during the sale. It's fun. It's fun, and it's pretty decent. And I bought the fast charger, which is, you know what, it's not fast as Milwaukee, but it's faster than the 3 to 5 hour one. I'll tell you that much. And let's see here. Milwaukee is the Chisel. I would agree with that. Kangaroo God says, I've been moving to Milwaukee from DeWalt, but Milwaukee seems less power and cheaper made. I had the fuel, like the impact and drill. I haven't had a ton of Milwaukee stuff. The impact and drill of both the 12 volt line and the 18 volt line, I thought they were pretty good. They're very powerful. Milwaukee's definitely very powerful tools. In fact, it's got so much power. It's like I don't need as much power. It's like you can dial it back a little bit. I don't want to, spin around every time I hit something with the drill. Now they're supposed to have a feature in their drills that actually prevents that. It stops the drill. Fine. We'll see if that malfunctions. Very complicated. A lot of circuitry there. A lot of stuff to go wrong there. But yes, Kangaroo God's right. They have a lot. They have a lot of accessory stuff. Their line is huge. It's not Ryobi, but then who makes a bug zapper but Ryobi? It's not that big. What's up, Eddie from East Tennessee, East Coast? Well, maybe global warming, but what's up, Zach from East Tennessee? What's up? And we have Kitchen Cowboy, look like John in here, HVAC Technician Talk. And we have, I think that's it. I think that's everybody. And I'm gonna tell you what, right now we're talking power tools right now. We don't have to talk it the whole time. I love power tools though, so once I get off on a tangent, I tend to go with it. Luke Vagel says Makita's coming out with a 40 volt microwave. My dream in life is for Makita to say, hey, we're trying to find a YouTuber with very little subscribers that no one watches, and we want to give them the entire 40 volt Makita line, XGT. And I would be like, let's choose Zach Ciota. Nobody watches them, and we just want to give him that pleasure of owning them. I'd be like, that's great, man. That's real great. I would love to have those things. They look awesome. They are so expensive. They are so expensive that that's not happening. I can barely afford the Harbor Freight tools. I'm not going to go to Makita. But a man can dream, can he? A man can dream. Let's see. Jessica Egan says, I'm not nobody. I don't know. I think it's more chat stuff. I think the chat's now having an interim discussion with himself. I don't know what they're talking about. There's water under the bridge. We got stirring it up out there. I'm not sure who's stirring what up. But if you're stirring something up, I hope it's beef stew, because I love beef stew by Dante Moore. And that's our newest sponsor. No, I'm just kidding. They're not a sponsor. So that's enough power tools for right now. I had some stuff here. It was more serious, actually. I was thinking about something, and now it seems kind of stupid to talk about it. You said nobody. Oh, okay. I was making a joke. That's right. Jessica said nobody listens. I was trying to get on Makita's favorite side. If they had like a sympathy side, like I said, that poor soul. Let's have pity on him. But they don't do that. In fact, they don't do anything. They don't even put stuff on sale except for the same 6 items every Christmas. So, yeah. You're right about that. I was missing that in the chat. There's a disconnect here when I look away, then come back and don't understand what's going on. But now for a transition. Here's my transition right here. Yeah, HVAC guy, Makita doesn't care about us in America. I'm sure we get stuff last, has a different model number. We're an afterthought. I want some of that Japanese stuff. I want a motorbike powered by by those LXT batteries or an XGT battery. There's a bike out there Makita makes, or else that's just a joke or something. I don't know. We'll have to check on that. All right, so I don't even know how I'm going to transition to this thing. We might just have to zoom past it. But I was going out today, and I was driving to pick up a miter saw, speaking of power tools. I had to sell my DeWalt miter saw to help my son pay for his huge college debt because of a long story. So I was going off to buy a replacement, which was a $15 Facebook Marketplace saw, which is going to need some love. But that's fine, because I like taking stuff apart, putting it back together, and having it work better than before. That's what we all do, by and large. And I was driving back, and it was not that long ago, like an hour and a half ago, and the sun was going down, and I kind of had like a reminiscing thing going, looking back at all the service calls that I did late in the day, just kind of thinking about all those times when I came home really, really late. And I was thinking that I really enjoyed that part of the job. I really enjoyed coming back, and I was thinking about Holden Beach. The sun's coming down. There's not that many cars on the road. You can see all the lights from the beach, the hotels and stuff like that. It's really, really cool. And I also realized that might just be me, because by and large, you either like being around a whole bunch of people at work or you don't. And I like working alone. I thought it was fun. It was quiet. It was relaxing. And I think there's a difference between being lonely and alone at work. I enjoyed just being by myself. And I realized that like 8 or 9 hours would go by and there was no talking at all. Maybe the radio was on, but I didn't speak. All the stuff was going on in my head. I'd think about what I was doing. I always work well like that. And it's kind of strange because it was kind of a lot of solitude, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed those long trips home and all that stuff. But that was supposed to be like longer, but I didn't want to draw it out because, it's just one of those things. It's one of those things where a lot of guys would understand that completely, and then a lot of guys are completely different. They ride with somebody every day. I used to ride with my brother when I first started. We'd have the same radio station we listened to, and it was my brother, so we were pretty, we were in sync. We knew each other very well, all our lives, in fact. We'd listen to the same radio show in the morning, to old Brian and Jim. Surf 97.3 or something like that, 99.9, I forget what it is. But it was alternative rock. It was back at the turn of the millennium. We were listening to stuff, Blink 182 would come on, stuff like that would come on the air. We'd listen to that. And then my brother had this thing where in the wintertime, he would switch to country music because he said wintertime was country music and summertime was alternative music. And I guess I sort of understand that because it's just the spirit of the music, I guess. I don't know. Part of me says that's pretty stupid. But the other part of me says I get it completely. I got this feeling. I haven't looked at the chat, but I just have this feeling that the chat's on a completely different subject right now. That's why I'm not looking over, because I'll end up getting really into whatever's going on over here. But it's just, a lot of us understand that. A lot of us work with people. A lot of us like that. Working with my brother was a little hit or miss because we tend to butt heads. Back when my father's business was just kind of expanding out. There was this whole thing about there's too many cooks in the kitchen sort of thing. Everybody wanted to be the boss all the time, and it just didn't work out very well. And it was kind of a crash and burn. I think family business is like that because your family, you're used to being around each other. You're not afraid to tick each other off and say something to each other all the time. And it gets to be where you need that little bit of separation, like you don't know each other, where you had that reluctance to be aggressive constantly. There was quite a few yelling matches. You guys would have been alarmed, to say the least, to hear some of the stuff that came out of my mouth, yelling it at my brother. He would yell back at me. I would yell at him. And this was like at the top of our lungs. We would do this. You know, my mother would be crying because we were at their house. It was Dad's house. We'd go over there. But man, all I do is I turn over to the chat for just a second and I see, because Duke fans should be quiet. I don't disagree with that. So, I mean, I look over there. I was like, all right, that's good. That's good. Let's see who we got in the chat now. Any new additions here to see if they're going at it. Joshua Seaton, Stefan, I think you were here before. Sam, John, my HVAC life. I think that's everybody right there. I think that's everybody. Okay. So no Mikey Pipes here. I see Mikey Pipes in here every now and then. He might show up one day. I don't know. He's pretty popular now. He's a popular guy. So, guys, if I had any advice for the chat out there, I would say just relax, man. Enjoy the show. It'll be all right. Everybody's going to be fine. Everything's going to be okay. And what we're going to do now is take a little break. We're going to have a little sponsorship stuff. Oh, no. But also going to have some fake news. And I hope you guys really enjoy the fake news tonight because I was laughing while I was making it. I don't know if that's good or bad. I guess we're going to find out. But we will find out right after these messages from Nabisco Shredded Wheat. To help you on jobs where space is an issue, Beckett has a CL20 low-profile condensate pump. It can still pump up to 20 feet of lift. It can handle water up to 150 degrees, and it still has that Beckett quality in a smaller package for your application. Find out more at BeckettUS.com. NAVAC Global won an Innovation Award at the recent AHR show, which is no surprise. They have all these new battery tools, including the NEF 6LM break-free power flaring tool, which can do 100 flares with one battery charge and only weighs 3 pounds. Find out more at navacglobal.com. The best HVAC companies understand they need to have the highest efficiency and quality in and out of the field. That means having a quality service management software that matches the high technical level of your work. Field Pulse is rated as the #1 HVAC FSM and #1 for both ease of use and customer service. On average, businesses grow 60% within their first year after signing up with Field Pulse. Start your free 7-day trial by going to the description of this podcast or YouTube video and clicking on my link. Then take your business to the next level with Field Pulse today. My name is Zach Ciota, and this is the HVAC Fake News. A rift is beginning to form between HVAC technicians in northeastern states and HVAC technicians in southeastern states, thinking that the northeastern states don't have the ability to service air conditioning because they're not exposed. Southern states are starting to become cocky in their thinking. For more on the story, we go straight to Boston to HVAC technician Jimmy Kilkenny. Hey, I'm Jimmy. I'm from up in Boston, and I just want to tell you, I don't dislike Florida. I don't think Florida's a bad place. I don't think that it's bad that people like to service air conditioners there. I just want to tell you right now, this is coming from my heart. These people think that God's gift to air conditioning and they're not. And they just need to be put in their place. That's all I'm saying. Boston's got summers. What do you think? We don't have summers up here? You think summer doesn't come up here? Like it's not hot ever? We have hot months. There's not as many. There may not be 12. There may not be 12 hot months, but there are some. So Florida, I'm just telling you to step off a little bit. All right, because you're coming on a little strong here with all your air conditioning talk. So just realize we're both cut of the same cloth here, and you know better than anybody else. That's all I want to say here. That's all I want to say. Jimmy Kilkenny with stern words for uptight, stuck-up Floridian technicians. We tried to get a Floridian technician on the air, but we do not employ a translator. At the recent HVAC manufacturer longevity and reliability convention, mini splits have finally gotten on the board, receiving a very exciting award, increasing their longevity by over 10%. Whereas old systems in the unitary category would last roughly 14.7 years and have stayed there for the longest time, mini splits have increased their longevity, breaking the mold, going from 3.6 years to 4.2 years. Congratulations, mini splits. In fact, speaking about mini splits, while we're having this conversation, 7 new brands of mini splits have been introduced on Amazon and Alibaba. So congratulations to the newest brands: Cool So Good, Ice Wall, Chill Time, Wind Cool, Chill Time Ultra, So Good, Feel So Good, and Cool Best Air Conditioner America. Cattywampus Heating and Air, a large company in Iowa, has introduced a new box they put on job sites in cold weather that allows people to warm their hands with a nice hand massage machine. Reportedly, one of the technicians that went into the booth, Jimmy Joe Johnson, accidentally sat on it and hasn't come out of the booth since. For a few hours, he was rumored to be dead, but little moans can be heard from time to time. In a recent turning of the tables, HVAC technicians called out to the aforementioned boom boom room, we mentioned it last time, have been able to turn the tables on their dancer counterparts. Whereas they've always been strung out wanting more, now when they asked to service the air conditioners, the technician said, "We will listen to them for $10 and touch them for $100. My name is Zach Ciota, and this was the HVAC Fake News. Welcome back, guys. I hope you enjoyed the fake news. I know I did. I laughed. In there. And I know Florida. I like Florida, okay? You got to realize when I do the fake news, great happy ending. Literally, when I do the fake news, people are going to be made fun of, okay? And it's all in good jest because, you know what? I love the show Cheers, so I picked the Boston guy at the beginning. I love Cheers, all right? What a great show. A lot of those guys didn't have Bostonian accents, by the way. Only the guys that were guest starring, like when the hockey guy came on there. If you guys watched the hockey guy episode, it was awesome, okay? Because he beat up a guy. It's fantastic. I digress. That was like 30 years ago. Wait a second. Hold on. Let me do some math. 35 years ago-ish. All right, so that's probably not something y'all care about. I got to look at my demographics here. I have to get back to you. I think it's funny. I love Florida. I love most of Florida. I'm sure there's parts of Florida I hate. I never liked the Orlando Magic. I think that the Miami Dolphins were good when Marino was the quarterback. I don't really know what they're doing now. I like that Marino, and I like those isotoners, and that's why I sort of like the Dolphins. I never liked the Marlins. Never liked the Marlins. I like the Rockies. just because I hate Florida. That's like a body rejecting an organ right there, Jessica. All right, on my little paper here that tells me what I need to do that has 3 things written on it, I'm going to do the next one. So I'm going to go over to, that's right, Harbor Freight, guys. Harbor Freight. But before I do, Clint reminded me of something. If you'd like to support the show in any way, Clint didn't actually say anything, but he's a member, so it reminds me. If you want to support the show in any way, take a moment from sparring with other chat members and put a like on the video. Hey guys, those chat members will still be fighting when you get back there. Just make sure that you can put a like on the video, or maybe you want to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, or perhaps you want to become a member. Click that join button and become a member. There's a few different levels from Nordine up the train. I do believe that's how I did it. I don't remember. Also, you can support me on Subscribestar if you listen to this as a podcast. You can't become a member because podcasts don't have memberships. I checked. Subscribestar. Subscribestar.com/Zach-Ciota. I should put that link in there. Yeah. See, Young, it's a joke. It's a figurative thing because you were kind of fighting with the other guys. It's okay because I think it's just funny. But it's fine. We're all having a good time, right? We're having a good time, aren't we, guys? It's not getting to be a problem. Oh, look at that. I don't even know what that is, Clint. I didn't know you could do that. Raw Mesa was given a channel membership by Clint Glasgow. Boy, you picked the right one, dude. Raw's a really good guy. Checking the channel out, man. I appreciate that. And there's a reason why I want to talk about Harbor Freight again. Guys are like, are you kidding me? No, I'm not kidding you. It'll be all right. Okay, let's check it out. I'm going to bring up the other screen. Hey, look, it's Harbor Freight, but there's something here I want you to see. Just take it easy. All right. New tools. And what is this? What is this thing that says Doyle Premium Ratcheting Tubing Bender Kit 129? Okay. I saw this. I was like, what? It was longer than that, but we have concerns about time limit. The Doyle Premium Ratcheting Tubing Bender Kit. No one's reviewed it. It's brand new, and they say they compare it to the CPS Black Max. This thing looks a little familiar, doesn't it? The colored dyes and stuff. Doyle, this looks like it is like the CPS, right? It looks very similar. I don't own the CPS. I gave a CPS away, but Bimco's not here. So I don't know. But this thing has the colored dyes going from 7/8 down to whatever the small size is. And this comes with a reverse bending mandrel. Look at that. Reverse bending mandrel, guys. And Harbor Freight sells this thing for $129. Now, a lot of you guys are like, well, I wouldn't buy it because it's at Harbor Freight. I don't shop at Harbor Freight while you swirl your wine glass and talk with your cigar in your mouth at the country club. Okay? It's okay. You can try Harbor Freight just to see if the thing breaks. I'm pretty sure you just bring it back and they give you another one. Man, it'd be great. It'd be great. And I just want to say again, thank you to Clint. That's a cool thing that I didn't know could happen, giving somebody a membership. That's really, really cool. Awesome. I appreciate it. Oh, it picks for you. So you just do it and it picks somebody. Well, it picked a good guy to do it because it's the guy who very positive and watches the show. So that's cool. So guys, check it out, man. Check it out. I mean, I don't want to get bogged down at Harbor Freight, but they got a bunch of new stuff. And Harbor Freight stuff started out as suck back in the day. It's a lot better now. Like this bad boy here, the 20-volt brushless, cordless, quarter-inch compact 3-speed impact driver kit for $97.99. And they compare it to Milwaukee, and you guys are like, what? No way. Hey, look online. This thing's a straight-up beast. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. That's just my thoughts right there. I would go to Harbor Freight, and I did yesterday. I love it. I love Harbor Freight so much. I love it so much. It's wonderful. Anyhow, I was going to do one more thing. And if everything HVACR, I just want to say, because sometimes I broadcast when other people are broadcasting, and I know that's, he's not saying anything negative about that, but I'm just saying that sometimes I do that. I don't pay attention to what day it is. I just do it whenever I can do it. It's never meant to overlap somebody or anything like that. It's just, I just do it. I'm with HVAC. I can't afford anything but Harbor Freight. I'm going to tell you what, as a father of 4 children, these children, they all have their mouths on straws into my bank account, and I am not kidding you, have obliterated that bad boy. Yep. Everything HVACR. Yep. I just wanted to say, because I saw you there talking about the stream, and trust me, I'm not saying anything negative, but I thought I would say that just so if it comes up in the future, someone's like, Zach's streaming on the night we're streaming. It's diabolical. He planned it. No, Zach goes about his everyday life, just not knowing anything about what anyone else is doing, except for overtime, because they're always on Friday, so it's easy to remember. They're very reliable, in fact. That overtime is very reliable. You could tell him I said that. That's a compliment. Yeah, it's a lifetime straw. But my kids have stepped it up to the next level, especially my oldest son. And I told my wife, I said, I feel punch drunk, which means I feel like a boxer or something that's been hit so many times. I can barely stand up, except it's financial hits, thus the DeWalt saw is gone. And I have a Delta saw worth $14. And in the same vein of the shows, I don't typically do Sunday. I was going to do yesterday, but it just didn't work yesterday. So, and I don't have days. I'm really random, guys. Moving on. All right. So moving on to MeasureQuick. All right. I'm going to bring up a MeasureQuick thing right here because everybody loves MeasureQuick. It's the best thing in the world. Everybody loves it. So I got an email from them. Evidently, I'm on their email list, which makes sense because, I had MeasureQuick for a while. It says, become the 2-to-1 contractor. Well, let me back up here for a second. I kind of assume people know what MeasureQuick is, but there's a lot of guys out there who are new, like Adrian, who was watching earlier that came by the house. He might not know what it is because he's still in school. MeasureQuick is just a platform, an app that helps integrate tools and take measurements and do calculations. For anyone who remembers the eye manifold, it's like taking the brain out of the eye manifold and letting it work with various things. It's a pretty smart thing. Jim Bergman is the guy behind it, just like the guy behind the eye manifold to a certain degree. I never know how much Jim Bergman was to do with the eye manifold, but the way it looked, he had a lot to do with it. So hey, there we go. It says, become the 2-to-1 contractor, and this is their newsletter. Blind maintenance, servicing equipment without significant problems is stupid. That caught me off guard. Servicing equipment without significant problems is stupid. And thank you, Wink HVAC, for that super chat, $5 super chat from Wink. And let me tell you what, that really helps out the show. It really helps me out because you heard that children conversation. That's not a made-up thing for the show. That's real. So the $5 super chats, they help. That's part of how the show makes money, and it's really awesome that you did that. So thank you. The stupid thing caught me off guard. It says, I wish I had a better word for it, but stupid really fits the case. It's a huge waste of time, talent, and resources in hopes of a sale that usually doesn't happen. What do you guys think of that statement? Because we're transitioning over into one of those smart monitors, which you put on your AC that feeds data a long way back to the original person who put it in the system, or put in that data monitor at least. So it takes that data and they monitor the equipment and they cut your service visits down to 1, or I guess you could do it to 0. Everything HVAC says stupid is stupid does. Well, I want to know what you guys think, because we're all performing maintenances, and this is saying that you wouldn't have to do that anymore. It kind of makes sense to me to say that, because if you're, and I can't do anything more on here because it's either going to play a video and this thing up here that says you can now install all this. If you click the learn more button, it just goes to another thing where you fill out a form and stuff. So there's not really an expansion that I can show you guys, but we're familiar with things like Cincy Predict. That's a project he was working with. We talk about football in the chat. Good luck with the football games, guys. I like the aspect of a human looking at the machine. I don't know why that is, and that might be just kind of foolhardy, but I like the idea of a human looking at the machine and checking things out, even if a brain, so to speak, electronic brain, a computer brain, even if a computer brain could do it better because it can analyze all the different criteria and tell you if it's got a problem. Essentially what MeasureQuick does, it tells you have, hey, there could be low airflow. Hey, there could be this or it could be that. Hey, that's a pretty good idea, right? Do you think the technicians are going to be better than the machine? That's the question. I think I'm going to take a quick break because I'm going to get some of my drink. And we'll be right back. We'll finish up this conversation and finish up for tonight, guys, because I know we're at, 39 minutes. So we'll wrap things up. We'll find out who's going to win the big ball game, which I'm not even aware who's playing. I see some people talking about it. We'll talk about this a little bit more and wrap things up. The Yellow Jacket CA502 Combustion Analyzer is a simple yet detailed way to look at a heating system. You can perform draft, pressure, and temperature measurements. There's high CO protection for your device, field replaceable sensors, a 12-month warranty. There is an available wireless printer, has built-in dual pressure manometer, and a whole host of other features. You can find out more about Yellow Jacket's brand new combustion analyzer at yellowjacket.com. If you're expanding a system and you're going to zone a system, sometimes you're going to run into issues getting thermostats into particular locations. EWC solves that issue with the EWT-955WH thermostat. It has several features beyond being wireless. You can use it for gas, oil, heat pump, multi-stage systems, heat only, cool only, millivolt, humidity, and dual fuel, just to name a few. Find out more at EWCControls.com. We have a lot of guys talking basketball. I found basketball. First, I brain farted on what time of year it is. March Madness. It used to be a big deal. I haven't watched it in a long time. I will say this. What's up, Steve? I'm glad to see Steve is here. HVAC Residential Basics, a real good guy, real good dude. Made some good content as well. So you can check out his content he has up on YouTube. Oh, no, it's no worry. You can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. It's no big deal to me. I kind of monitor it, see if I can't base some of the show off what y'all are doing. And in that vein, before we finish our conversation, I'll tell you, I had a thought about one of the finest NCAA moments I ever saw. And I'll say this, and I'll say it straight up. I don't like Duke. I never have, and I never will. They're very good, but I've never liked Duke. I don't know why. I think they're a bunch of silver spoon rich boys. I have no idea. I don't know why. It's just you grow up liking somebody. We always grew up liking Carolina. We're Tar Heel fans. But, yeah, Duke sucks. I like that. Yeah, Duke sucks, bro. But one of the finest plays I ever saw was Duke. Duke versus Kentucky a long time ago. And you'll know by the names I say. It was like 100, that had like 100 points apiece, or like Duke was down by one. Thomas Hill threw the ball all the way down the court to Christian Laettner, who did like this fadeaway jumper and busted it. And Duke beat Kentucky. Someone even said Laettner. They must have known where I was going with that. That's amazing. And the other moment that I like the most, Laettner, man, he was a beast, right? He was a beast. Carolina's had a lot of good people over the years. But yeah, he knew. How about this one? Here's the only other one I'm going to do. Tell me what this is. If you can tell me what this is right here, I'm making a timeout signal, guys. How important is this in our history? The timeout signal. Man, oh man. Grant Hill was pretty good too. I'm pretty sure Thomas Hill threw that ball, though. I don't think it was Grant Hill. Joshua knows already, man. It's Michigan. It's, hey, man, call that technical foul, bro. You ain't got no timeouts. We win. Oh, my gosh. You guys are on the ball. You guys are sports fanatics. Christian Weber. No more timeouts, man. Grant threw the ball? God, really? I could have sworn Thomas Hill threw that ball. There was a Thomas Hill, though, right? Help me out here, guys. There was a Thomas Hill, wasn't there? Just answer that one question for me. That's our special moment for tonight. We're talking basketball, guys. I don't even know who's in the whole thing. Grant didn't throw it. Oh, man, he was... Come on. Is there a Thomas Hill? I need to know before I can continue. I'm dying inside. Parts of me will never be alive again. Let's hear it. Was there a Thomas Hill? I think there was. Yes, good enough for me. All right. Oh. And Clint Glasgow puts in from Google. YouTube distributes gift memberships to viewers based on how much they interact with your channel. It worked beautifully. Raw's a good guy. Interacts with the channel. Man. All right. No more basketball for me tonight. You guys can continue to talk about it. Dang. That's really cool. Clint gifted another membership. I feel like this is Twitch almost. Is Twitch? That's what it's called. Yeah, the timeout, man. Luke Vagel got a membership. That's really awesome, man, because you guys don't know that this makes a huge difference to me personally, that people do this for the channel. It makes a difference. It's more than I can say. I'll never be able to tell you. I don't like to go on and on about it because I like the show to be good enough where you say, I want to do this, and I'm not sitting out there going, you should do it. I need to make people aware that it's a possibility they can be members, but if I go on and on about it, it becomes salesy, and I don't want to do that, but I still want you to do it. That's the difficulty. That's the gray area that I live in as a host of the show. But we're gonna keep moving. I did all my stuff. The smart monitors I like. I like the smart monitors. I think they're really, really cool. They give you a lot of data. I think that's really, really nice. Salesman Zach. I already feel like I need to take a shower just from doing that. I legit do. I want people to do it, but I just don't know how to tell everybody. I don't know how to tell everybody. I like the monitors. This feels like we should end this show. I feel like the end is coming. That's not supposed to be prophetic. It's just I'm saying the end is coming. If you don't like the monitors, we can talk about it next time. As always, guys, those of you in the live chat can change the content of the show by requesting or commenting or having a question. If you're a new person, don't be afraid to chat. A lot of these chatting guys that are sparring with each other, it's okay. They're all in good fun. Make sure you feel confident in asking a question or talking to these guys, because a lot of them, besides how full of crap they look, are really smart guys. So while being full of crap, make sure you realize that. A lot of them are full of crap, but they're also extremely smart, experienced technicians. Never hesitate to ask them. Ask out loud. I'll discuss it. We'll get answers from them. Maybe I'll have some answers. Whatever. It's Shop Talk. Doesn't it sound like something Shop Talk should do, right? The whole shop is talking. That makes sense, right? That's good enough. So I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys have a nice Sunday evening. I'll be back this week. Debatable. Awesome. I'll be back this week, maybe Tuesday. We'll see that. RJ says Jehovah's Witnesses have said the end is coming many times. Yep. I think it was 2012. I think the Mayans said it's about to be over. Oops, we missed it. I have to say one more thing. Joshua Seaton says, I watched Rounders today. It's a great flick. I think that's an awesome movie. Awesome movie. Dude, Luke Vagel gifted a membership. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Now Mead Gunner. It's really, really cool that you guys are doing this. It's awesome. Although I don't want it to stop. I do have to end the show, unfortunately. Thank you, Luke. Thank you so much. Adrian, thank you for tuning into the show. I hope you can watch it again. Make sure you subscribe and just hit the bell or whatever, and then you'll be notified whenever I go live again. Should be a couple days from now, probably. So we give away some prizes too. Adrian, give away prizes, man. You need stuff for your HVAC career? We'll be happy to help, even if it's only a hat. Keep the sun out of your eyes, man. Keep the sun out of your eyes. Thank you, everybody, for coming on here, hanging out with me for a little while, and I will see you on the next one.